Hey, what's up everybody, it's Axel, and today we're checking out something new. This is the Twistura Woodnote. This is a single dynamic driver IEM, priced around $180. It's got like dual chambers and dual magnets and all that stuff, and it even has something called like a wooden diaphragm, or like there is some wood in the material of the diaphragm. So does that actually make a difference? Well, let's find out. The unboxing experience here is really nice. You get this beautiful purple hard case. It's actually really sturdy, has this grippy texture to the surface, you know, so it doesn't slip out of your hand. It's not the most pocketable thing, but it feels actually really nice, and I actually love the color. And inside it's got this soft velvety lining, which actually feels really nice. Now, this IEM also comes with 12 pairs of silicone ear tips, you know, like 12, that's good variety. You've got your standard silicone ear tips, which are these, and then you get a blue set, which is white at the top and narrow at the base, like you can see, and it slips out of the case. I don't know why, like the case, as you can see, is open on both sides, so I would put them inside the carrying case. And then you get this set of ear tips, which are also interesting. Like they're also very wide at the base, but they're narrow at the top. Real interesting. And then you get these ones that are clear, and I don't know if it's liquid silicone. It doesn't feel like it. I think it's normal silicone, but these ones have a tighter base. So a lot of variety, which is really nice. You get 3 tuning nozzles. You get standard, vocal enhanced, and instrumental. The gold colored one is the one that was pre-installed, and it's labeled vocal enhanced. They also come in with a cable, and the included cable is really nice. It's a modular cable, by the way. The cable is awesome. Like it comes with like 3.5 and 4.4 screw-in plugs right in the box included, and it looks and feels premium. You know, it's a nice cable, has average thickness. It's not heavy, doesn't tangle with me, and it feels, you know, it doesn't have memory, slight microphonics above the chin slider, but nothing too much. Overall, one of the better stock cables I have seen in this price range. It has this very nice feeling, and it's super easy to manage. Like really big thumbs up to this cable. I really like this cable. About the earpieces themselves, these are the earpieces. They are very small. As you can see, they're not big. They are CNC machined aluminum shells, super compact, super comfortable, very small, fit securely inside the ear. They seal really well without it being uncomfortable. It's vented, by the way. You can see the vent. This is the extra vent, and there's the normal vent right here, and it has this rubbery thing. I'm not sure exactly what this does. You know, it's something. It's a bit like, it's not open back, you know, like the Moondrop Illustrious or anything like that, but you're not getting full isolation with the Twistura Woodnote. There is still, it lets in some ambient noise. So if you don't like that bit of isolation, you know, that IEMs give, I think this one, you know, could fit you well. Like it does allow some noise to come in from the outside, from the ambient noise. So anyway, nozzle diameter is like 6.0 millimeter at the widest point, and let's look at the sound signature. All right, let's get into the sound. So the Woodnote, I will describe it as having a slightly warm and vocal forward tuning. It has a good amount of mid bass and elevated upper mid range that peaks around 2.5K before sloping down. Treble is present but inoffensive, with dips around 6, 10, and 15K. Now this is the graph with the default vocal nozzle, by the way, the vocal enhanced nozzle. The instrumental nozzle is similar to the vocal one, and there's the standard nozzle, which slightly boosts the bass and tones down the upper mids. This is the one I prefer, and because it definitely brings down some of the edginess that I found on the vocal nozzle. For example, with some tracks like Doing It Right by Daft Punk, there is a slight shoutiness with the vocal enhanced nozzle that completely went away when I switched to the standard nozzle. It sounded much better to me that way, and I prefer this IEM with the standard nozzle. Let's talk about the bass. One of my favorite parts of the Woodnote. It's mid-bass focused, nice weight, nice punch. Doesn't go super deep into the sub-bass, but you still get some satisfying rumble on tracks like Angel by Massive Attack or Hypnocurrency by Deadmau5. Bass quality is great, you know, bass is textured, it's dynamic, not bloated, not overwhelming, adding warmth and fullness to the sound. It's the kind of bass that makes hip-hop and EDM really fun, but still you get the vocal clarity that you need. It's not a super clean bass, you know, doesn't really separate from the mids, if this is what you're looking for, but this one is fun, it's meaty, it's punchy, and it's definitely enjoyable. If I talk about the mid-range, for me it was a mixed bag depending on the nozzle. Like with the vocal nozzle, it was slightly intense on some tracks, but with the standard nozzle, it fixed that completely. So either way, the mids are forward, they're slightly warm and sound natural overall. Male vocals especially sound good here. They're full-bodied, they're engaging. The acoustic instruments also sound rich, well-rounded. Female vocals also are detailed, are extended, though they didn't have the same impression on me that the male vocals did. Like the male vocals were a bit more impressive as they had that depth and weight to them. So it's not the cleanest mid-range. If this is something you're looking for, there is a slight blending of the bass and the mids, but it gives the Woodnote a warm, enjoyable tonality that sounds amazing in my opinion. If we talk about the treble, it's present, it's detailed, and most importantly, it's not harsh, it's inoffensive. It still has some sparkle, there is good air, decent extension, and there is a crispness to the hi-hats, these cymbals that adds, you know, some presence and life to the music. I feel the treble here is easy to enjoy for long listening sessions. In terms of technical performance, I would say the Woodnote is great. Like imaging and separation are good, soundstage is good, you know, for a single DD. Timbre is impressive, it's natural, doesn't sound like plasticky or artificial in my opinion. On the technical scale, I would place the Woodnote like somewhere like 30% between the Truth Ear Nova and the Polygram, which is actually really nice. Let's talk about some comparisons here, and I will start with the Moondrop Kadenz. Kadenz leans more towards a mid-range focused sound, like it has more vocal clarity, it has less bass compared to the Woodnote. Resolution-wise, they're kind of pretty close. One cool thing about the Kadenz, it also comes with nice accessories, but it also has a dongle that lets you adjust the sound. So if you want more bass, you can dial that in, and it gives you like some extra flexibility when it comes to the sound. The Woodnote here I feel is a strong alternative. It holds up really well in terms of detail and has a similar, not exactly, but it has a similar overall tuning, and it has a more compact shell with a super comfortable fit. It doesn't isolate as much noise as the Kadenz, but if you want something that is also a single DD with a similar tonality and you don't need the dongle, it's worth a look. If you already have the Kadenz and it fits you well and you like the sound and the fit, I will probably skip the Woodnote because I feel owning both might feel a bit redundant. Another IM I want to compare quickly is the SPA Limited Edition Type 2. The SPA is definitely more detailed than the Woodnote, but honestly I prefer the Woodnote by quite a bit. The trade-off with the SPA was that the treble could get fatiguing. I couldn't actually enjoy it with certain tracks. With the Woodnote, I'm getting a lot of treble detail, but without that intensity, and the timbre felt more natural. The bass even felt tighter and less boomy. Now, who I recommend the Twistura Woodnote to? I will recommend it for people who like a slightly warm sound with a strong mid-bass present and they want the forward vocals. This, I feel, does that. People who are fans of single dynamic driver IEMs and they want good accessories, I feel it does that. People who are looking for a small-sized IEM and they like the flexibility of the tuning nozzles, you know, they want to change the sound slightly with the tuning nozzles. I feel this does that. And I recommend it also for people who are looking for an IM that doesn't completely isolate outside noise. Like it still allows you to hear some outside noise while blocking some at the same time. So you know, 50-50. Not exactly 50-50, but you know, it blocks some noise, allows you to hear some of your surroundings. Now, who I don't recommend the Twistura Woodnote to, I will say people who want like a super strong sub-bass rumble, because I feel the focus here is a bit more on the mid-bass. I don't recommend also for people who need a strong passive isolation, you know, because the vented shells here let in some ambient noise, which is not ideal if you want to isolate yourself, you know. Another thing is I don't recommend it for anyone who is sensitive to the upper mids with the vocal nozzle. I feel the vocal nozzle can be a bit intense and shouty. Final rating, and you know, for the Twistura Woodnote, I will give the Twistura Woodnote a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5. I feel it's solid, it has good qualities to it. I think most people with the standard nozzle are going to find the Woodnote to be enjoyable. That wraps up my review of the Woodnote. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.